Hello there. It is I, your favourite bumpkin. Welcome to episode 42 of Country Bumpkin Creates. My name is Lucy. I'm coming to you from a rather dark and dismal Dartmoor today. It is Monday the 4th of August. It's been a little while since we've been here. We've had quite a bit going on. Mainly being poorly. But we'll get into that in a minute. For what seems like months and months and months and months and months, but we're on the up. We're all right now. Do you like my nails? I get these gel nail wrap things, so they're like stickers, and then you put them on and you like trim them and stuff, and then put them under a UV lamp for a couple of minutes, and they go all hard. And yeah, so these are my like Bridgerton inspired. Somebody in work said they're really cute. Anyway, we digress. That lasted a long time, didn't it? 1 minute in and we're already on a diversion. If you are new here, that happens a lot. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, and thank you for returning, and thank you for your patience. My last video was like May, I think. Since then we had the big flock, which was amazeballs. It was so lovely to see old friends and make new friends. Uncle Jack and Jess, I'm looking at you. We had a fabulous time working the booth for Bread Street Yarn with Rach and Bex and Jan, and I think that was all that worked on our booth, but we had fabulous friends all around us. We were opposite James Makes Yarn and the lovely Matt, and then we had Anton from Raw Wool. Is it the Raw Wool Company? Sorry, Anton. Yes. And then Twinset and Pearl were up on the stage behind us. We had Along Avec Anna and Moth and Found, and yeah, we were the cool room. Literally. It was rather warm that weekend. But it was amazing, and Claire and John did put on the best show. We had so many compliments from people as they were walking around. There was plenty of light, there was plenty of room. Those who with accessibility issues were saying how easy it was to get around. It was just amazing. We just had so much fun. Don't get me wrong, it was hard work, but we just had so much fun the whole weekend. So same time, same place next year. So next year's will be the 16th and 17th of May. They've opened up applications for vendors. So check out the Big Flock on Instagram. The link should be below. Their Instagram doodah will be down below. I'm not sure if applications have closed yet or not, but you know, if you are a vendor, get in quick, because you know, it was such a good show, and so many people were asking, is it going to be like a regular yearly thing? So it looks, fingers crossed, it will be. I've booked the time off work already, so Claire, I'm there. After the big flock, a couple of weeks after that, my nephew got married. Beautiful day. There are photos on my Instagram. You can find me on Instagram actually as country_bumps, or you can find me on Ravelry as CountryBumps. Sorry, see, derailed again. Should have been in the intro. Yeah, it was such a beautiful day, and it was so lovely to spend time with family and friends that we don't get to see very often. Holly and Banner were down, obviously for their brothers. Holly is Jacob's sister, my niece and my great niece. So it was lovely to spend the day with them. Mother was there. Yeah, we won't go into that. But it was such a beautiful day. It was really lovely. And then the next morning I woke up with a sore throat, thought I'd just been singing and dancing a bit too much. Then got a little bit of a cough, thought it was hay fever. After 3 weeks, I was like, this doesn't seem right. So I went to the GP because the cough was getting like progressively worse. So I went to the GP, had a chest infection. So like all of June basically was, I even took a week off work because I was just floored. So antibiotics cured that. And then a couple of weeks fine, and then came down with something else that I thought was another chest infection because the symptoms were the same but slightly worse, more like flu-y. So I now think it might have been COVID because there's a new strain of COVID going around. Yay! 4th time lucky. So I felt pretty rotten with that. And literally this, like last week, I would say, from like probably the weekend onwards, it's now Monday, so like Friday was the first day that I felt better. So that, unfortunately, that's why I haven't been here to record. We've had Nigel's girls down for a week. I've been working a lot. It's just been a bit crazy. Work's been pretty full on. For those of you who don't know, I work in a supermarket. Last Wednesday I did a 8-hour shift and I did 15,000 steps in those 8 hours. So it was pretty busy. Lots of tourists around. We're pretty busy here on the park. For those of you who don't know, I live on a holiday park on the edge of Dartmoor. It's called Harford Bridge Holiday Park in Peter Tavy. And we've been, because the weather's been so lovely up until now, kids are off school, so it's going to rain. May, June, July have been absolutely scorchio. And I ain't used to that. I've got a neck fan. I've been wearing it to work and everything. I don't care how stupid I look. It's hot. I'm perimenopausal. Hot flashes. I don't give two doodads about what I look like. It keeps me cool. It keeps me, so yeah. What else? Oh, I don't know how it happened, but I was the lucky winner. I'm just trying to get me prize. 2 secs. I've got stuff everywhere around me. We've got a lot to talk about, so grab a beverage. Pause now. Grab a beverage. Grab your knitting project or your crochet project or whatever you're doing. Settle in. Settle in. So the lovely Sophie from Botanical Yarn and oh goodness, I've completely forgotten her name. Anyway, the lovely lady who owns Unwrapped Yarn, who you will see some purchases from when I go through my big flock purchases in a moment, ran a competition on Instagram to win a redesigned project bag. It is the redesigned Project 44. And I won it. And there were some lovely things from Unwrapped Yarn as well. So here she is in all its beautiful leathery goodness. So you can see it's pretty substantial. So there's the redesigned logo. So then it's got this like flap here that secures with a magnet, and then it's got a double zip. This has got a project in it, which I'll talk about directly. So, and then in the flap, there's needle storage and a little pocket. So you've got a pocket there. And then you can put your circular needles or cords or whatever here. You can put your ends in there. It came with these two beautiful. So this is a gauge ruler from Unwrapped Yarn, beautiful wooden, and a beautiful etched needle gauge. So then inside here was a redesigned tote bag as well. And then it's got more needle storage here. You can see I've got a needle already in there. Big pocket that I've kept the needle gauge and that in. And then on this side, it's got a big zipped pocket as well. So I still can't believe that I actually won it, and I'm ever so grateful. And thank you again to Sophie and the lovely lady at Redesigned at Unwrapped Yarn, who's really bugging me that I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah. Oh, I had a notification this morning of a parcel being sent on its way, and that's what it was. She had like a grab bag, like a mixed bag of mystery bag is the word I'm looking for. Oh, that was interesting. So yeah, a mystery bag of like stitch markers and stuff. So, and I had a notification this morning of a delivery on its way from Royal Mail, and I was like, what have I ordered? Now I've remembered. That's the joy of menopause. Stuff just turns up in the post that you've like completely forgotten about. So yeah, so this was, oh, it smells amazing. So this was a beautiful gift surprise. So thank you. I'll show you what's in it directly. What did I buy at Big Flock? Because that's the last yarn show I went to. I will be at Rach, hopefully Sophie, and hopefully Imogen will be at, where are we going? The Southern Wool Show. Christ alive. HRT's obviously not working very well, is it? Yeah. We are going to the Southern Wool Show at Newbury Racecourse. It's Saturday the 30th and Sunday the 31st of August. We can only go on the Sunday because somebody's got work on the Saturday. I'm trying to drop my Saturday. I work 4 days a week at the moment. I'm hoping that I can drop that down to 3 days a week or move my Saturday hours to another day. But we shall see. I'm hoping so. I need to speak nicely to my lovely manager when I go back to work next week. I'm off now until, what day is it today? Monday. So I had yesterday off, today and tomorrow. Yesterday was the husband's birthday. And unfortunately I had to leave him home alone for the evening because I went out for a meal. One of our ladies in work had her 60th birthday a couple of weeks ago. We had arranged a surprise birthday meal for her. We'd arranged it with her son and everything, and then found out at the last minute that she was going, our friends had booked her a surprise weekend away on the night we were supposed to be going out, so we had to rearrange it, and the only night we could rearrange it for, unfortunately, was Nigel's birthday, so sorry. I had to go out. He was fine. I got him, he had a lovely steak dinner all by himself. I don't eat steak, or I'm not a steak fan, and he had mushrooms with it, and I can't abide a mushroom. He's very lucky that I love him, and I bought the mushrooms for him because I can't do the smell, taste, texture, nothing. Blech. Grim. So he had that, and he was very happy. I wasn't out that long. I was home by like 8:30. Because we went out. We were eating by like 5:30. But lovely Kathy dear had a lovely evening. So shocked. She thought she was going out with 2 people from work, and there were 31 of us. So she was so shocked and overwhelmed, and really felt the love last night. So yeah, so feeling a bit like worse for wear today, even though I didn't drink because I was driving. Yeah, but there we go. I think it's just lack of sleep. Another thing to be grateful to the menopause for. Although I've started taking magnesium, I've been on it a couple of months now, and it's greatly improved my sleep. So if you are having issues, have a look at magnesium. It really helps. So I'm just swigging my tea before. Well, it is cold, but I don't mind cold tea. Right, done. I think that's like 15 minutes of waffling recap. Apologies if it was like really fast. You have to put subtitles on. Us Janners do talk a bit fast. Us country bumpkins. Yeah, as I said, Nigel's girls were down. They arrived last Thursday week, went home this Wednesday just gone. When I say girls, they're like 32 and 31, or 33 and 31. I don't know. Anyway, it was lovely to see them. We only get to see them sort of once or twice a year. So it was lovely to have them for the week. What did we do? We paid some board games. We bought Ticket to Ride. Rach is very into board games, so I got some suggestions from Rachel, and we've got a really good board game shop in Tabby. So we went there, and sort of Rachel gave us like 3 or 4 to choose to like have a look at, and she advised Ticket to Ride, and it was really good fun, actually. Really good fun. Once we explained the rules to Nigel 3 times, and then he still got it wrong. And then when we played it for the second time, was still, yeah, men, isn't it? I think he got it eventually. So yeah, we played that quite a few nights. They both work in schools, so it was the first week of their holiday, so they were quite happy to flump around quite a bit as well. So on the Sunday, Nigel got what I had, so was still feeling a bit grotty when they came down. So he didn't have a huge amount of energy, so he took them out. One of the days I was working, he sort of took them out for a walk one day and stuff like that. And then Sunday we went down near Newquay in Cornwall. There's a Japanese garden. So we went there. It's not massive, but it was really pretty, and I imagine I would like to go sort of April time, because obviously the cherry blossom would be out then. But it was really pretty. So we were there for about an hour or so having a wander around. Then we drove up the Atlantic Highway, as the Cornish Tourist Board call it, and went to Tintagel, which is where King Arthur and all that are supposed to have. That's where the castle was. We were going to go in the castle, but it was 20 quid each, and we were like, nah, sorry, thanks. So we had a wander around there anyway. There's like the girls liked it because there was like a few like witchy folklore-y shops and stuff like that, and they're into that. April bought a dragon, like a 3D printed, like it was like a fidget thing. It was really cool. We had fish and chips. What did we do on the Monday? Oh, Monday we went to House of Marbles over Bobby Tracy Way, and had a tea and cake there. I had a wander around. Tuesday, that was the day before they were going, so we'd had like 2 pretty full-on days. So we went out we did something in the morning, and then in the afternoon Nigel was doing his bees. He's a beekeeper with Doug, one of our wardens. So they were doing something with the bees. So the girls and I sat and watched Hamilton, because Meg had never seen it, and Rach and I and one of Rachel's friends on Thursday are going to see the stage show in Plymouth. So I wanted to get the story again in my head. I knew what it was about, and I'd seen it. I watched it. It's on Disney Plus if anybody is interested. Yes, so Rach and I and her friend are going on Thursday afternoon to see it. So I'm so excited. I'm just going to put my hair up because it's really annoying me. Desperately needs cutting. Oh, Nigel and I have booked a holiday. I'm still waffling. It's like 19 minutes now. Sorry. Nigel and I have booked 4 nights away in Copenhagen in September. So if anybody's been and has got any recommendations, especially yarn shops, please comment below, and any recommendations of what you would suggest we do. Obviously Tivoli Gardens is on it. We're going to go and see the Little Mermaid, probably do a canal cruise to see that, or a boat trip to see that. And Soph is literally just come back, and she said it's worth going to Malmo, which is Sweden, because you go over the bridge that was in the bridge, or you see the bridge. I can't remember. What she said. Sorry, Soph. Anyway, so we might do Malmo for a day. We've got 4 full days pretty much. Yeah, it was like a last minute thing, somewhere I've always wanted to go, so I was like, we had nothing booked. I've got 2 weeks off in September, so we had nothing booked, so we're going to go and do that. I think that's it. I think we're pretty much caught up. Should we get on for what we're here for? That were proper Devon, wasn't it? Shall we get on for what we're here for? Get on with what we are here for. Yeah? Okay. We're here for knitting. And we've got crochet this time. I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 FOs, but I've only got 4 because 2 have been gifted. So one, I didn't show you. Oh, no, rewind. Purchases from the Big Flock. So, my friend Dolly, who's one of our wardens here, it was her birthday in June. So, was it end of May? June? I can't remember how it was anyway. Anyway, every time we have like an England football match or something like that, we always go over to the TV room. We've got a massive TV in the TV room here on the park. So, like, through the Euros was it Euros last year? Or World Cup? Whatever. No, Euros last year, wasn't it? World Cup next year. We always go over there, and I always take the 2 emotional support chickens that I've got for emotional support through, stressful football games. That, in true England style, pretty much end up in penalties. So obviously we've had the women's Euros. Yes, well done, girls. Well done, the Lionesses. So I always take the emotional support chickens, and Dolly's like, don't forget the chickens. So I made her a chicken for her birthday. I had a sneaky word with her husband, and I was like, what's her favourite colours? And he was like, yellow. Yellow would be first choice. Purple. That's for you, Bex. Purple is our second choice. So I made her a chicken that was purple or yellow with purple accents. I will insert a photo here. This is a visual reminder for me here. For the chicken. So, but I didn't have much yellow yarn. I'm not a yellow. So when we were at Big Flock, it was my mission to get some yellow yarn. Yellow yarn. So James Makes Yarn was right opposite us, and he had this. I've got the big light. I got big light on because it's dark as a cow's Mary out there. So it's blowing out quite a bit. But this like yellowy. Oh, that's a bit better. Yellowy orange boucle called Radioactive, and it is. And I've never made a chicken using boucle, so that was purchased. And the lovely Jo from Jo Knit Sew was there as well at Big Flock. So I got this like mustardy. It's a mustardy yellow. It's called mustard. Well, that's Jo's tags. They're pretty cool, our tags, aren't they? And it is mustard. So I used those 2 mainly as and I had some other I had some yellow like minis and stuff that I threw in as well. But they were like my 2 main yarns that I used for chicken. Cow and chicken. Oh, I God, Nigel's girls used to watch that all the time when they were younger. And as you will see from one of my FOs in a moment, Claire, for Christmas, gifted me some boucle that she had ice dyed, or snow dyed, when it snowed over the winter. Yeah, so I was going to make a gnome out of it, but obviously I needed gnome beardage material. So James, unfortunately, Claire didn't have any more boucle, or else I'd have got. So James sold me a skein of undyed boucle, which I used for the beard, which we will see directly, because I have made said gnome using said yarn. What else did we buy? Lovely Sophie at Pixie Yarn. Couldn't resist this. This is the Ziggy Fade from Pixie Yarn. Apologies for the crinkling. It is 5 mini skeins that are really cool. They will probably be a gnome at some point. What else did I buy? I didn't buy anything else other than this beautiful bag from Moth and Found. Lovely Becca at Moth and Found. Don't think it's got a tag. No. Becca makes the bag linings are always recycled materials. And I really love this pink. I saw this on her Instagram before we went. So I was like, this was like one of the first things that I bought on like the first day, like within 5 minutes of its opening. I was like, right. And then Bex bought one as well, pretty much the same time. And then Rach was like, oh, I really want one. I was like, do it, Rach. Rachel can go to a yarn show and not buy anything. So Rachel bought one, and then James was like, oh, I want one. So James bought one. Then Anton went and bought one. So it was like we were the bougie bag hags. We were. And this was from. I had to get this, didn't I? If I was knitting a chicken, because the chicken went in. This was the project bag. So the lovely Unwrapped Yarn had these chicken. I had a tag somewhere just now. There it is. So she is unwrappedyarn.com, and she's the same on Instagram, Unwrapped Yarn. So she does these beautiful little chickens with the chicken. I can't say chicken in any other way, can I? Chickens. So yeah, so I've already got one of these from when Becca vended at Stitch Fest a few years ago. But I was like, I really want another one. So, and Becca pretty much sold out on the first day. I think she had like 2 bags left by the Sunday. It was amazing. She did really well, bless her. That was all my purchases from Big Flock. And as payment for manning the store, Claire kindly let us take some yarn. So I took 2 of these beautiful skeins of ASC, which is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It's like a cloud. Oh, it's so soft and squidgy. So I meant to bring the iPad in. I want to make the mango tea by Beth MacDonald Stone. If I remember, I'll put a picture here. So I just need something that I can stripe as a contrast with this. So when we go to Southern Wool Show, I will find something that goes with Piglet. I'm thinking like a grey, probably, to do the collar. And then it's got stripes in it. So I'll do the stripes and the grey. And I think like the cuffs and the ribbing at the bottom are all in the contrast. So yes, beautiful Piglet. It should, because I've got a short short torso. And I'm tending to knit things that are more cropped at the moment. 2 skeins of this should be plenty. That's 800 meters. I've just knit another t-shirt. That was only 2 skeins of yarn, so with a contrast as well, we should have plenty. So I got those 2, and then I got these 2 beauties as well, which is Kaleidoscope on their normal merino nylon 75/25 merino base. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Then my literally my favourite self-striping dyers put out an update, which they haven't for a while, and that's Fab Funky Fibres, and this is called the Odd Sock Circus. So it's a black and white. I get the 50-gram skeins because that's plenty for me to make a pair of socks with. So it was sorry, it's got loads of light bulb stitch markers on it. That's what the jingling is. So it's a black and white striped like main colour, and then it came with 6 little mini skeins. I think I weighed them. They're about 7 or 8 grams each, which is plenty to do heels, toes and cuffs. So I'll do 3 different colours on each sock. So I'll do like heel, toe, cuff, heel, toe, cuff, that sort of, you get the idea. So I think this is going to be my, rather than cranking the tube, because when we go to Copenhagen, we're going to have very limited luggage. We've got one like above, like, the doofer up above you when you sit down. Oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Cabin bag is the word. God. We're flying with EasyJet, so you're very limited on what luggage you can take. So between us, we've got 1 cabin bag and then 2 like small under seat bags. So I've got like a small suitcase, like a hard shell suitcase, which is in the dimensions. It's made to go under the seat. So I'll take that. Nigel's going to take a rucksack. So then we've got a rucksack for going around, carrying our water bottles and stuff. So I need a small project to take with me when we go to Copenhagen. So I might hand knit the tube, because trying to do like cutting in heels and stuff whilst travelling is not ideal. So this will be perfect because I can just go round and round and round and round and round, and I only need to take 50 grams of yarn with me because for the odd time when we're sat having a drinky or something, I can just do a little bit of knitting on the aeroplane. I can do some knitting. Yeah, so that was another purchase. And then my final purchase was, I'd been lusting after these bags for a while, and I sold some stuff on Vinted, which gave me some pennies to spend. So this Lizzie Sews, she is only on Instagram. Oh, she's on Facebook as well, sorry, as This Lizzie Sews, and she's on Instagram as This Lizzie Sews. She did these adorable gnome bags. Let me turn it around and then you can see the print. How cute is that? Look at them. So she's got her tag on there. This was from, I did the mystery knit along, gnome knit along at Christmas, and I ordered the set from a shop in America that was like a little advent that you opened. So this little pin badge was on there, and so was this. So it says Gnomin and Roman, so you can put your name and address on the back if you wanted to. This little macaroon came with the bag. Oh, there's another purchase from Flock in here as well. I forgot that. So, and it's got a wire frame in here, so it sits like a. So when you open it, it's like a proper. It's like a bowl. So in here is all my gnome knitting accoutrement, like all my needles and DPNs and like yarn I use for beards and noses and stuff. And I also got these. I meant to bring something else in as well. These I got these are like little needle. I got these on Etsy from a lady called Stitch Love Hazel, I think she's called. Yeah, Stitch Love Hazel on Etsy. So if you just Google Stitch Love Hazel, she does all sorts of like cool knitting related bits. And I got some, they're like little leather tags with different coloured poppers. This is the international sign for poppers. So they each had a different colour popper, and there's a little like card that relates to what colour popper is the length of your cords, your like interchangeable cords. So like I got the I used predominantly higher sharps, and so I got the one for that. So it's like for a 16-inch cord, 24, 32, 40, you know. So it just makes life a bit easier than having to go through all your cords trying to find. I meant to bring them in and I completely forgot. So yeah, and also in here is another purchase I got from Flock. I don't know if I've still got the tag in here. I can't remember what she's Conchetta something, but her company is Butternut Handmade, and it was this little pouch using Tula Pink cat fabric. So, you know, it had to be done, didn't it? Being the crazy cat lady that I am. Yeah, so that's really cute. So that's got all my like little notions in it, and it stays in my gnome, my little gnome bag. That's really annoying. I thought I still had the tag for the little pouch, but I don't. Sorry. Yeah. So if you're on the lookout for a new project bag, I highly recommend this Lizzie Sews. They're really cute. Okay, that is all the waffle. We're 37 minutes in, Lucy, and we've not shown any knitting yet. Right, I'm going to stop it here because my phone cuts off after 40 minutes. So I'll stop it here and then we'll be back with what you're here for. All right, I promise. Promise. Directly. Right, we're back. And on the floor, I've just found the tag for Moth and Found bag. Hell. So there's her little tag. So she uses... So Moth and Found make project bags. I'm reading this backwards. For makers using organic and reused fabrics. And that's... Her Instagram is moth.and.found. So I highly recommend you go and follow her on there, so you can find out about her shop updates and stuff. I knew I had the tag somewhere. Right, let's get ready to rumble. Get ready to rumble. We do, when we tidy the shelves at work, it's called rumbling, so I always have to sing that song when somebody asks me if I'll go and rumble. So yeah, so as I said before, I've got 6 FOs, 2 of which I haven't got. So the chicken, I might insert it here because we're in the FO section now. So chicken here, and then I think I'd said previously in my previous podcast when I got my birthday card from Banner that she asked me to make her a Minecraft doll and a dragon, which I still haven't done yet, but that's on the cards for this month. So I did make her a Minecraft doll. It was from a pattern by... Let me get my notes. It was a bit of a weird pattern. So I wouldn't suggest it as like a first time crochet project. So I'm just getting my little... This is my... where I write all my project information. I'm just trying to get to the right page. Emotional support with Dolly. There we go. It was Aradia Toys. ARADIYA Toys. And Banner wanted it in the colours of her character, which she sent me a photo of. So that's what I did. I'll insert a photo here. I gave it to her on the day of Jacob's wedding, and she had it with her all day. And then Holly sent me a picture a few days later, and she was in bed asleep cuddling it. So I was like, oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. So yeah, so I'll put, so you'll have seen a picture of that. And I used Sheepy's Stonewashed yarn for that. I don't think I've got it here, no. Which I got from Wool Warehouse. So I had to sort of like freehand the project, freehand it a few times, but I sort of knew I knew the result I wanted, but it was quite a good base pattern, and then I just sort of like, did bits and pieces where I needed to. The next one is the gnome that I said with the ice dyed yarn. So this, or snow dyed. So this was the snow dyed yarn that Claire sent me. And here he is. So this is a Norbert gnome, and I took this pattern from, it's by Sarah Shearer of Imagined Landscapes, as normal, as are all my gnome patterns. And he's from, I think it's the Choose Your Gnome Adventure. There's like 3 different sizes you could do. If it's wrong, I'll put something on the screen here as to which pattern it was. But he's called Norbert. And he was, like I say, used the ice dyed, and then from James I got the undyed boucle. It looks like he's got little fingers with the boucle, doesn't it? But they're not fingers. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's just the way it came out. So yeah, he's really cute. Really cute. So that was my June gnome. I am doing 1 gnome a month for the Sarah's doing a yearly gnome along on her Ravelry group. So you have to knit 1 gnome a month to be like, and it has to be no whips. It's got to be done in that month. And then if you do one every month, after the 12 months, you can enter all 12 into like a big prize draw. So we're on track at the moment. And then my July gnome was for holidays themed. Right. So I did a Santa themed gnome. He was a mystery knit along that she did a few years ago. And it's called the Adventure Gnome. So I've always wanted to do a Santa one. Look at his little boots. He's got a little curly toe on his boots. He's got his little belt buckle. He got so I held the yarn for his. The nose is integrated, so his nose and his beard are just an undyed yarn, like merino nylon, with a Surrey alpaca silk undyed. Yeah, and his little stripy hat. He's a bit Where's Wally's hat, but I just thought he was so cute. And his little dangly legs sit over the edge of the. I've got a Lego Christmas tree that I keep out all year, and so he's been sat in front of that. So he's very cute. Yep. And the red was just some unknown minis. They were just all minis that I had floating around. Yeah. The red and the black were. So that's those 2. The other FO, you might be able to see it. Should have started with that one, really, shouldn't I? So I finished my Sparkle Sweater of Dreams, ready to wear at Flock, which I did I'm just trying to find the project page. Oh my goodness, where did I... There it is. So it is the Bright Side pattern by Espace Tricot. It's just a basic raglan sweater, but I did it slightly cropped and I did it with short sleeved. I'm going to stand up, give us a twirl length here. So I've done the I've got a vest on today, so there's no gratuitous boob shots. So you can see the sequins are in there, and I got so many compliments over the weekend. So sparkles are for life, not just for Christmas. So it's the Espace Tricot, Bright Side by Espace Tricot, and the yarns I used were Mummy Kissing Santa as my contrast, which is like a corally red, and then I used Christmas at Barbie's. Both of those are by Bread Street yarns. I think I've got them here. Yeah. Which was also on a sparkle base, the Christmas at Barbie's. So that's Christmas at Barbie's on, you can see it's got stellina in it. Oh, they were all stellina actually. Mummy Kissing Santa also had stellina in it. And then the sparkle was the King Cole Cosmos. In the Starburst colourway, and you can see, so it comes on like these cardboard. Don't wind it into a ball because it all goes horribly wrong. Keep it on the cardboard, and I suggest keeping it in like one of these like grippy seal bags, because it just stops it like falling off. You can see it's like unwinding itself off this cardboard thing. So it's got all these different coloured sequins in it. Definitely need more stuff with sequins in my life. I didn't think I was a sequin girl until I made this, and I was like, yeah, I am. Bex has made a beautiful like black jumper with sequins in it, and it's amazing. So that may be on my radar at some point. So yeah, like I say, it's cropped, so it comes down to like, there's my hip. So, and swishing so you can see as I move, and the sequins are not itchy. This is next to skin here, and on my arms it's next to skin. Not itchy. You really cannot feel them, and they are on the inside as well, because obviously the nature of the yarn. And they're not itchy whatsoever. Yes, so really pleased that I got that finished, ready to wear to flock. And my other FO, you didn't even see that as a whip. It's another t-shirt. I'm just going to do a quick costume change. You can see my like washed out white breath. Is this little beauty, which is fresh off the blocking mats. I'm just going to give you a close-up of the cable and lace detail. So this is the Skylights tee by Tanis Lavelli, who is Tanis Fibre Arts. Again, a raglan, but you do yarn overs in the raglan. So it's got a little bit of interest in the raglan. I-cord neck. And on this, I didn't do any, once I split for sleeves, I didn't do any additional rows. I just picked up and then went straight into the I-cord. And there's an I-cord bind off on the body, and it's a very simple t-shirt with this beautiful cable and lace. This is not cabled here. These are the only two cables. Very simple 2x2 cables. Every other row is like a cable row. and then some like yarn over detail on the edge. It was so fun to knit, and this is a 24 row repeat. Every other row is just you're knitting your knits and purling your purls, basically. Very simple, very easy. Tanis's patterns are absolutely amazing. And there's another Tanis pattern that I'm doing as well. So yeah, I love it. And this was knitting Bird Street yarn, of course. When we went to visit Claire, we were very lucky to go through the seconds pile, and I picked up 3 skeins of this, it's in the tart colourway on the BFL base. And I literally had like a little nugget left. So this was 2 skeins of yarn, and I knit the 52-inch. So it's got some ease on it. So because I didn't want it and this is blocked out beautifully, because when I tried it on before I blocked it, it was a bit, and I was like, oh, I hope it's going to fit, because we don't do swatches. We just go up a needle size and note for the best. So I'm really pleased with the fit of it, actually. Yeah, it's come out really well. It's got the ease that I wanted, so it's a fairly like, and it's just, the yarn is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So really pleased with it, really, really pleased. And yeah. So that is it for FOs. Whippers. What have we got in the whip pile? Quite a bit, but what have we actually been working on? Not a lot. In my beautiful redesigned bag, I have something that I'm just working on intermittently, and when I was poorly, I didn't have much concentration. So on the days when I felt up to knitting, I started the Mild Magic blanket by Stephen West. I don't think I've got a picture of what it actually looks like. No, I haven't, because I don't print out I only print out the like pages I need, so I don't print out the. But you all know what it was like, a mystery knit along with the Mild Magic shawl, and then he did the Mild Magic sweater, which I have knit, which I want to do another one of. It's just not enough hours in the day, is there? So this is the Mild Magic blanket. So we started with this mesh. I'm doing this with all scraps. I'll show you in a minute. You know those like little, you get like 10 grams left at the end of a project or whatever. So this was the first bit. We then did the dreaded seed stitch. There's so much seed stitch in this blanket. I might be an expert by the time we finish, but it really hurts my hands doing seed stitch. So I am just doing like he calls it like a classic marl. I've got one skein, or I'm holding one yarn all the way through. When I did the Nora George Harry Potter Blanket Club, every month I got a full skein of this. It's called the Grey Lady. So I've got like 7 or 8 skeins of it sat doing nothing. So I was like, right, I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold my scraps double with this as like a base, so it gets it out of my stash more than anything, because I was going to over dye it, but never got around to doing that. So here it was section 2, then section 3 was just section 3 was brioche. I love brioche, it's so squishy. This I just held two yarns the same all the way through, so I held that Grey Lady and then like another one all the way through. Then we did this little V to join it up, and now we're going all the way along here, but we're increasing with some knit and purl ridges. We're increasing each row, so we end up with about 280 odd stitches by the time we finish this. So this is just when I can't be bothered to concentrate on anything. So I went through all of my scraps. I had a massive project bag full of just like little bits and bobs. So one night I sat and I went through all of them. So this is like you know, lightly speckled stuff. So that's what this section's going to be. This project, this blanket is going to be months in, if not, you know, years in the making, because it's literally going to be as and when. So I've got this basket here, and in here is all my little bags of, so that's all my blues together, that's all my pinks. Can you tell that I like pink because that's like the biggest bag? Greens. So these are just, we're not going to talk about the other 6 blanket whips that we've got on the, you know, we're not going to talk about them. They're sat in the corner giving us the side eye while we're working on that one, alright? We don't talk about them. We don't talk about Bruno, like we don't talk about our other blanket whips. So that's, I just pick a bag. So each section will be a different colour. Although I was watching Lisa from 72 Stitches, who is on her YouTube channel, has Knit All the Yarn, and she's using one of those, and she's done a rainbow section, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I might go through and do a rainbow section as well on one of the bigger sections. In the pattern, Stephen does give you this sort of like template, so you could plan your colours if you wanted to. So done section 4. So I've done this corner here so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just working on section 5. So you can see it's going to be a big blanket. It's going to be massive. But it's going to be a real scrap buster. And what I'm doing with my, you know, I do my monthly stats of like in and out. I'm on the back of one of these bits of pages. So here, I'm doing it like month. So this was June's. Oh, sorry. This was June. This was July's total, which I haven't. Oh yeah, I did add up. Oh no, I don't think I did add it up actually. Oh, that means my stats are going to be wrong. Oh. So I haven't added July's onto it yet, although it won't be a lot. And then obviously we started August with the, although I did start it a day early. But I make my own rules. I'm a rebel. So yeah, so I worked out all my like ins and outs up until the end of July, but that's going to be wrong now. There's going to be more on there. So that's my first. That's my like, as I need something simple to work on, whip, and then ages and ages and ages and ages ago, lovely Bex from Bex Creates made a Jethro cardigan. I was like, oh, I really want one of them. Rach started one. Rach has done all her squares, I think. And then Claire started one. And then a couple of days ago, Claire sent us a picture of like, I'm joining my squares to my Jethro cardigan. And I was like, I want one of them. And I had one square done. I can't get gauge whatsoever, and Rachel had the same issue, so I'm just going to make loads of squares. And so it's the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Lavelli, which is basically a granny square body. So the fronts, 2 fronts and the back are granny squares, and then you pick up and knit the button band sleeves. So here's my thinking. I'm going to need something when I go to Copenhagen, you know, because we haven't got enough knitwear. Don't be silly. So my plan is to get this done. Sorry if you can hear Nigel's walking around out there. It's his day off and it's raining, so he can't be out in the garden doing stuff. So he's a bit of a loose end because he can't do his bees either because it's raining. Where do we are? God, I lost my train of thought completely now. Yeah, so Jethro cardigan. So I was like, I need something for Copenhagen. So my little fingers have been going at it the last couple of days. And I am using my Bird Street Advent from... I've got a feeling it was 2023. I haven't woven in any ends yet. So these are my squares so far. I am using a... this isn't as bright as it's coming out. It's more like a deep mustard colour. And blue. But I've been trying to sort of keep within the same colour family. And now I'm thinking, do I need to mix it up a bit? So I've got these greys that are 50 grams and all the rest are 20 gram mini. So I might have to start doing like one round of grey, one round of a colour, one round of grey. Like, you know, we'll mix it up a bit because we don't want them all sort of solid anyway. Or in the same family. And then these are the minis that we're working with, some of them. So yeah, so I've got 20 minis or about 20 minis, I think. But if I'm running short, I'm just going to make loads of squares. And if I'm running short of yarn, then I can always hold finger and weight double if I need to. I've got plenty of Bird Street yarn that I can do that with because they're my favourites. Shh, don't tell the others. So they're the sort of two active whips that I'm working on. This is a basket by Pink Hazel bags that I got at Pink Hazel. Did I get it at Unravel? I think she was at Unravel one year, and I was like, right, we need that fella. So my, like I say, my main colour. No, what am I doing? Yeah, ignore that. Ignore that because we've lost the plot. And then my joining colour and like my sleeves and everything, I just got some drops, extra fine merino. So that'll be my joining colour to join my squares, and my sleeves and my button band will be this like lovely light grey. It's colour 05. So we've got all of them in there ready for when we need to join, which will be a day or two yet. But I'm enjoying doing the crochet actually. I haven't crocheted much for ages. And I was like, ooh. And then my only other whip is like if I'm out and about knitting. Oh, I lost my little gnome person. These are cute little gnome stitch stoppers. Oh yeah, what was I saying? I'm using a 5mm hook for my... I swatched with a 4.5 and a 5. And eventually I liked the 5. I like the size of it. I like the fabric that it created. The 4 was really tight and really small. And I would have been like, I needed like 200 squares. Slight over exaggeration. Yeah, so we're using a 5mm hook for that. And then my other whip, my final whip that actually gets, I've got lots of others, but that actually gets a bit of love now and again, is like a travel, if I'm going anywhere. When we went to Tintagel and that the other day, I would knit a bit of this in the car. So this is a Musselburgh. It's got a little stitch mark from Rachel. How's your Etsy shop, Rach? So this is a Musselburgh, and as you can see, I have just started the other skein. So this was a 250-gram skeins of yarn. This is Wednesday's window. I'm just going to move this project keeper up so that we know, progress marker up, so I know that that's where we were last time I showed it. So this is a yarn by Felt Fusion. I haven't got the tag, sorry. For and it's called Wednesday's Window. You know Wednesday, the program on Netflix about Wednesday Addams. We're in their dorm room, so she shares a dorm with somebody who's like really sparkly and bright, and Wednesday's obviously not. It's got a stained glass window, and she covers one half black and white. So that's what this is about. So this is the stained glass side, and then this is the black and white side. So I thought, rather than doing socks with it and doing like contrast, one contrast, so the black and white is contrast for this, and then this is contrast for the black and white, I would do a Musselburgh using one half of the Wednesdays, so using half and half. And then I can have it on the black and white side with the stained glass coming out, or the stained glass side with the black and white as the brim. That's my planning. So this literally is like, I took it when I was waiting, because I got an emergency appointment with a doctor, so it's just like a sit and wait. So I took this with me to do, put a few rounds on it, and literally when we're going out somewhere, if I'm going to be a passenger princess, I'll take it. If I know we're going out for dinner or something like that, and we're going to be a little while, then I'll take it. I'll just shove it in my handbag. That's that. So, future knitting. My August gnome will be a mushroom themed one called Dr. Morale. When we did the MCAL in, I think it was April, it was Professor Fungi. So he was like a mushroom dude. And Sarah designed 2 other mushrooms. So there's Dr. Morale, and I can't remember what the other one's called. Oh, God, brain. I meant to bring my iPad in so I could look up these things and show you pictures, but that never happened. So he's going to be my August gnome. He's got like a little, like, rounded, almost looks like he's wearing a bear skin, but it's like obviously the mushroom cap, and it's got little cables on it. So he will be my August gnome, and then my September gnome will probably be the other mushroom one, I think. Or is there a mystery in September? I can't remember whether she does the mystery gnome in September or October. I've got a feeling it's September. So I'll be doing that one. Whenever, I'll do the other one when I've got a month that's not a mystery one. Sorry, a message just came up on my phone. So, and the other future knitting I want to do is obviously the mango tea that I talked about earlier, which I'll get the yarn for when we go to Southern Wool Show. That's the only thing I've got planned to buy at the Southern Wool Show, is just a skein of contrast for Piglet. But you know, you never know, do you? What other things will fall in your basket? I have that issue when I go down the chocolate aisle in a supermarket. Things just jump off the shelf into my basket. Yeah, slippery old shelves in that chocolate aisle. Sewing, I haven't done any. I've never finished Jacob's quilt, so that'll probably be a first anniversary present now, because that'll give me 12 months to get it done. I've only got the 2 squares that I showed you in the last one, but there are a few. I've joined a mini quilt swap on Facebook. I did it last year. I'm not going to say what I'm doing, because it is it is like a you're not allowed to tell or show people what you're doing. So, and I don't know, my partner follows me on Facebook, so I'm not going to, and I think Instagram, so I don't want to spoil it by showing it on here, but it is going to be very cute. I shall show you pictures when it's been sent. I will insert some pictures. The other thing is, in my quilt group based here in Tavistock, every year we do a chairman's challenge. So the challenge this time is to walk around Tavistock, find something architectural. That was a big word. And then, no, I can't think of the word. Please hold, caller. Well, one thinks of the word. And then interpret is the word. And then interpret that into a piece of work. Can be anything. Can be a bag, can be a wall hanging, can be a quilt. It can be whatever you want to do. Oh, no, it can't be a quilt because it can't be more than 20 inches square. So we went out for breakfast one Sunday morning and then had a walk around Tabby, and I found a drain cover that had like, it was sort of triangles on it, one going one way, one like that, up and down. And I thought, oh, that looks like a flying geese. Flying geese, if you're not a quilter, are these. So that there is a flying geese. So one of those triangles there. So it's a triangle. So you basically cut a rectangle and then sew 2 triangles on either side. So this is one unit of a flying geese. So I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Looks like a flying geese. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a little wall hanging of a rainbow of flying geese. So that'll be quite cool. So I'm going to do like a red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So, and that's got to be done by, my swap quilt's got to be done by September. So that's going to be my next thing. I've chosen the fabric. I've chosen the pattern. I've got the pattern because it's an applique-ish sort of pattern. So I've got all the bits cut out on the Bonder web. So I just need to adhere them to the fabric and cut them out and get them quilted onto the backing fabric. Then I'll start my Chairman's Challenge. So it's quite exciting. Other than that, there's nothing going on, I don't think. We've got a calendar on our fridge and like a magnetic one, and I do all the stuff we've got going on for the month and like my work shifts and stuff, because they change. The days don't change, but the timings change quite a bit. So it lets Nigel know what I'm doing, basically. And I actually put all the stuff on the other day, and I thought, actually, we've got a quiet month this month, which is quite nice, because obviously it's busy for Nigel at work. In August with the school holidays, got lots of people coming. Other than that, there's not a lot going on, my lovelies. So if you are coming to the Southern Wool Show, then it would be lovely to see you. Stop and say hello. Always up for a hug, if that's what you want. Yeah, other than that, not a lot going on. I will try and come back more regular. It probably won't be until after the Southern Wool Show. That'll be a good thing to show you progress on my Jethro, and then whatever I buy at Southern Wool Show, and other bits in between, because you never know when the urge will strike to cast something on. Yeah, that's it. It's cool. Okay. I'm nearly running out of time, so take care, my lovelies. Lovely to be back with you. I'm going to get this edited now and get it up for your viewing pleasure. Take care and thank you for watching. Bye bye.